Hey, what's good, everybody? You're tuned into another episode of Access Granted, the Pod Stream with your boy, Mr. Antoine, in the building. And as you can see, I have me a very special guest, the lovely, the talented, the Kid McDaniel in the building. What's going on, my sister?
Everything is just wonderful. Thanks for having me again, Antoine. How's everything going with you?
Things are, man. Now that my daughter's wedding is over, it's like
Oh yeah, congratulations on gaining a child, a son-in-law.
that's
How's it been for you?
it's fine with me. I did my part,
Oh
walked in
yeah,
the aisle. She had me
yeah.
out there in the reception. I don't know if you saw the video.
I saw a couple of pictures. She looked absolutely beautiful.
Yes, she did. She looked absolutely amazing. And for this
Yeah.
daddy daughter dance, she had me out there leaning with it and rocking with it and tipping
Okay. You have video of that?
and stanky leg. And it's on my page. It's
I'm
on.
gonna have to check it out. I'm
You
gonna have to
don't have
check it
to.
out.
You don't have to. I promise I will not be mad if you do not look at it at all.
Oh my
Well,
goodness, I'm
only,
glad.
only, only for my baby girl would I be out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Congratulations to her.
Yeah, it was. Thanks, Natasha. It was a beautiful ceremony. Shout out to Reverend Neil Woodson, who I know. I believe Allenia knows Reverend Woodson, who presided over the thing. He did a tremendous job, and thanks to everybody that came. My Georgia family was up for the whole weekend, and we gets it in when they come
Okay.
go down there. So it was really cool. But like I said, like literally, like the next day, it was just like
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine how challenging it could be to plan a wedding.
yeah, and it was
Yeah.
challenging for me, and I didn't even really partake in the planning thing. I'm like, y'all just let me know what color I need. Let me know
Okay.
what it is. Let me know what time it is. I'll see y'all there.
So
That's
you
what
were hands on, but you weren't hands
right,
on. Because
exactly.
I've always heard that it was the dad's complete full responsibility to handle all of the planning. No? I
Yeah,
mean, is that like something required or is it just something that
I've heard tradition in the past say that the father is supposed to, or the parents of the bride are supposed to pay for the entire wedding. It didn't
mhm.
go down like that. It
Okay.
didn't go down like that.
And come to think of it, I don't think it would be a requirement because some children don't have their dad, like me. Like I'm wondering who would help me plan besides my fiance. I know my mom's not going to do it, so I'm thinking like, who would do that? So yeah, I could pretty much see that being like something just to conversate about or
Yeah.
converse about. That's the word, converse,
But
and
those that
discuss who's going to be responsible.
right, exactly. But those
Yeah.
that did participate in the planning did an amazing job. Especially my sister-in-law. I hate using the word in-law because that's like my little sister, but
Your bonus sister.
yeah, my sister Tawana, she did an amazing job with all of the decorations for the wedding, and then she got engaged the next day. So
Oh,
congratulations!
congratulations. Yes, love is in the air.
Yeah,
Love is in the air.
Black love.
Yes, absolutely.
Shout out to my man Damian Hunter checking in. What's going on? 5'3.5". My brother, what's going on, bro? What's going on your end, sis? I know that you did a yoga in the park event
Yes, and
recently.
I had a great time. It was my first yoga event,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to the next one. Even though it was just one person that came, but she was amazing. And it was just the experience of getting out there. For me, it was just like really stepping out of the box, because I've had this fear of hosting yoga events for a while. And not a lot of people knew that I was a yoga teacher. I've been certified for over a year now, but I never really made that known until I felt comfortable to make it known, you know?
You gotta put that out there. You gotta put that out there.
Yeah.
Was saying I don't know if I was going to participate because I don't know if I was going to participate. I'm gonna leave it at
Well,
that.
listen,
I
but
was
I understand
thinking,
why. I mean, people think of yoga and they think, well, you have to be flexible, you have to be able to do these crazy poses, but no. The kind of yoga that I teach is restorative, which is basically really gentle, easy yoga that anybody can do, any size, any height. It doesn't matter if you're flexible or not. We can do it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen a couple of the poses I've done for Facebook, like the
I've seen a lot of
tutorials I've done. Really easy. Like you could do them in bed. Like you and Cece can be just like the knee to chest poses. It'll help put y'all to sleep and everything. Like it's great. Stress relievers. Yeah.
And then I've seen some poses that you do that I would probably have to go to the hospital if I tried to do one.
Probably so, I don't know. Just do what your body allows. Just do what you're comfortable with. But yeah, I mean the yoga that I teach is really easy and gentle for everybody to do. So.
And of course, you did it at my favorite park, which is one of the main reasons that I wanted to come.
Yeah, I knew I had to do it there. That's one of my favorite spots to do it. And what better way to do it near the water? The water reminds you of how to live life, going with the flow and flowing easily and beautifully. And yoga reminds you to do the same thing, so I had to.
My man Damien got jokes. He said, if love is in the air, I'll tell you one thing. I have one relationship left in me.
Oh, tell Damien I could totally relate. I think I have like a half a relationship left in me. Well, we're going to talk about that another day. We're going to talk about that another day.
No, we're not. No, we're not. We're done. We're done talking about that. We put that.
But tell Damien I said what's up. I don't think I've seen him since he was on my show a couple years ago at the station.
Wow, the day he just popped in. That's right.
Yeah.
Right there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see him on and off, and of course we still attend the same church, so we see each other online quite often. But shout out to my man Damien. I love that dude like a play cousin, man. That's my that's my guy right there. But we're blessed to have and of course shout out to my sister Nina, the original party girl. This week, but
congratulations. Is that her first time? Because she just officiated a wedding, right?
Exactly.
Was that her first time?
I believe no. I don't think that was her first time.
Okay.
But that venue that she's like the official officiant now. So every time someone comes to that event or comes to that venue, I believe she does all of the weddings there. Okay. And it's just knowing Nina the way that I do, it's just funny to imagine Nina staying up there. It's just funny to me. But
Nina has many amazing sides to her.
She does. And
yes, congratulations to her.
As the world has begun to open back up, she's just more and more busy. I know that she's down in DC tonight, and she's just becoming more and more busy. So, shout out to her. I knew going into this that I probably was only going to have her for a short time, but I'm gonna hold on and keep reeling her and not letting her go as long as I can. But she just has so much going on that, it's good to have people like yourself and my girl Dewana and other people that I know that I can turn to. Because even though I hate interviewing people by myself.
I can relate to that. Yeah.
I don't like the one-on-one thing, even though I can and I have and I will if I have to. But yeah, shout out to my sister Nina though, man, and all that she has going on in the party world and everything else as things are starting to open back up. But we are blessed to have a special guest with us tonight. I was trying to think all day of how long I've known this sister, and my 51-year-old brain can't think back to when exactly we met at the good old church of St. Stephen's African Methodist Episcopal Church, 1601 Old Eastern Avenue in Essex, Maryland.
Okay.
St. Stephen's and all my family out there. Hope someone other than Dame from the church tunes in and checks us out tonight. But this is truly one of the best spirits of a person that you will ever find. And when my other sister Felicia reached out and asked me, how do you get someone on the show? I said, you just got it. Just tell me when and we'll make it happen. So we are honored tonight to have my sister. I believe she's still a newlywed and all this kind of stuff. Yes, okay. She's clapping in the background. My sister Allenia Renee in the building. What's going on, sis? She still got it.
Hello.
Yes, there you go.
What's going on, sis?
Oh, a whole lot of something
Yes.
and a little bit of nothing.
Yes.
And that's all right. That's
That's
all
right.
right. Yes. And congratulations on your being a newlywed.
Thank you. Thank you. January
Yes.
23rd. January
Awesome.
23rd. Yep.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank
It's
you.
funny because I didn't know anything until I just happened to come across your Facebook page one day, and there was another name at the end, and I was like, "This girl done got hitched."
You know, gangsters move in silence. You know
There you
that, right?
go. There you
Gangsters
go.
move in
That's
silence.
real.
We weren't playing over here. We had already postponed it 3 times because of COVID.
Yeah.
And then we just was just like, you know, he woke up and he was just like, forget it. Let's just do it. We did it in the house. It was beautiful. People were on Zoom and it didn't cost me much money.
There you go.
And that's all you need sometimes.
Yes.
My brother and his wife got married at their house last year.
Mhm.
It was the same situation. It turned out beautifully.
Yes.
You know, the people that were there, you know, were the ones that needed to be there. And
Yep.
yeah, you don't all of this going out and spending $15,000-$20,000 on
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I've
Yeah.
never been married before, but I can't imagine going into a new marriage broke. Like, I wouldn't be
Right.
able to do that. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
It isn't wise to do.
I can imagine.
It is
I
not
can
wise
imagine.
to do.
I mean, I understand fully that especially for women, you know, they want this big, this is their day. And especially that first time they go into it, hoping and
Yeah.
praying that this is their one and only time that they have to go through it. So I get it. But even my daughter, you know, the next day was like, okay, so now that all of that is over, you know, I still got bills and everything that need to be paid and all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, but
Yep.
yeah, definitely congratulations to you. And
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
was saying earlier, I can't remember when exactly did we meet. I do believe that I was at St. Stephen's way before you and your mom and everybody came. But when did you come to St.
Okay, so basically, I actually met you because you actually chaperoned a YPD
Gotcha.
thing, and Selena went on the trip. Erica Lovelace actually, you know, suggested that she go,
Yep. I
and
remember
she
that.
was so reluctant.
I remember
But
that.
she went, and that's actually where I first met you.
Yep.
And that
Well,
was like in 2011, I think it was like 2011, 2012.
wow,
Yep.
that's crazy. Time flies.
I'm telling you.
And Selena's grown up to be a beautiful young woman. I know that you're
Thank
proud
you.
of everything that she's doing.
Yes.
And
Yes.
who knows, she might be walking down the aisle one day soon. You know?
We're
never
gonna
know. You never know.
we're gonna pray on her
Yeah, we
case.
gonna.
Okay.
But this is where we are today, folks. This is where we are today. The new book
Yes.
entitled A Conversation with Your Big Sister, The Slow No Strategy. And as
Yes.
soon as I opened this up and I saw that, I said, the first question that I'm going to ask about the book is, what is the slow no strategy?
All right. Well, just to kind of, okay, so the slow no strategy is not saying no, like, you know, you sitting up there doing it in slow motion. So I don't want people to think that you go around saying no in slow motion. But what I found out is exactly is that we as women, because the book is really focused on women. And we as women, we struggle with being consistent at times with saying no until we get good and grown and understand why we need to say no.
Come
And
on now.
I know,
Yeah.
like in my 20s, I wasn't saying no. So I, you know, I was in bad relationships because I didn't say no. I was taking a job that flew me all over the United States because I didn't say no. I missed out on things with my daughter because I didn't say no. You know, so my finances got jacked up because I didn't say no. My health wasn't all that great because I didn't say no. So it's this conversation came from my sister girl saying to me at the age of, I was like 45 at the time, how are you able to say no so easily? And I said, it's because, I really listen to what people are asking me. And then I make sure that I stop and pay attention and not try to jump to conclusions, even though in my mind I might be like, no, this is not going to happen. But I listen, but then I start observing how I feel. So if I already feel uncomfortable, then I need to stay true to me, my joy, my peace, what benefits me. And if you asking for $50 because you need it and I don't have it, I don't, I need to observe the fact that I cannot give you $50. And
Right.
so many times I place myself in bad positions. Someone needed money. I lent it to them. They say they're going to pay me back, but you already know life happens. If they needed it, they're not going to pay you back on time. Come on, let's keep it real.
If at all. Yeah.
If at all. And
Yeah.
then who's in the bind? You're in the bind. You're in the bind so much so then all of a sudden your bills fall behind. You're uncomfortable. You have no
Yeah.
peace. You have no joy. So the slow no strategy, that kind of just sums it up. I don't want to tell the whole thing, but that's really what it is. It's just an acronym to give you a framework on how to truly say no and walk away comfortable, understanding and knowing that, what, hey, I'm going to come out benefited. That person's not, and they'll be okay.
They'll be okay.
They'll
Absolutely.
be okay. Yep.
Absolutely.
That's very ironic. I'm sitting here listening to you talk, and I had to think back to probably around the time that we met at church.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing the youth ministry thing, and I was directing choirs, and I was on the steward board, and I was da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
And church is actually the first place where I had to start forcing myself to say no,
Mm-hmm.
even if it meant saying no to Pastor Gray at that time, or
Right.
somebody else, because it got to a point where I felt like I was at the church 6 or 7 days out of the week,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
doing so much.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then I remember Pastor Gray saying one day something to the effect of, God wants your time, but He doesn't want your time at the effect of your marriage,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and, or that relationship that you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
build.
Right.
And I was spending so much time at church that I felt like I was neglecting the things that I needed to take care of at home.
Right.
I had to, it wasn't even a slow no. I had to slam on brakes. I had to
You're
slam.
right.
Boom.
I don't know if you noticed it, the last few years that you've been in the church, but outside of the music ministry and a few things here and there, I don't do too much anymore.
Right. Right.
Because I just I had to realize what was important, and not to say that all
There
of
you
that
go.
wasn't important, but if
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna, cause my wife to say, okay, you're not spending enough time, here,
Right. Right.
and either go seek that attention elsewhere or just get out of this situation altogether,
Mm-hmm.
then that's not doing me any good.
Not at
And I
all.
don't think that that's the way that God intended. So I
Nope.
definitely understand the process of saying no, like
Yes.
that. That's something that's very important, and I know that Lakia can also.
Oh yeah, I could definitely vouch for saying no is definitely something that we can all practice more often.
Right.
I could tell you back in my 20s, I've said yes to too many things I weren't supposed to say yes to.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just started learning to say no more
There you
in
go.
my 40s. So it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely needed. It's a lifesaver. It's a stress reliever.
Yes.
It'll definitely put you in a place where you're experiencing more peace
Oh
and
yeah.
you're unapologetic about how
Yes.
you're feeling and where you're
Right.
going. And like you said, the people you say no to will be okay.
They will
What
be
matters
okay.
is how you feeling and knowing that you're going to be okay.
Right.
And sometimes letting no just be a complete sentence and not having to explain your no.
It is. No comes with no explanation. And a
Come
lot
on.
of women don't realize it. Men,
Absolutely.
actually, statistically, men have an easier, they're able to say no a lot more easier than a woman.
Yeah.
And science says it. Allenia isn't just the one saying it, but science says it. And that's because women are natural nurturers.
Yeah.
Men are providers and protectors, right?
Right.
And women are nurturers. So we always feel that inclination that, well, if I don't do it, it won't get that. Yes, it will. Trust and believe. They gonna
and
find
that's
somebody else.
also operating from that yin energy.
Yes,
we operate
yes.
more from that yin energy. We're more on a nurturing side, so it's hard for us to say no sometimes.
Right.
Because we want everybody to like us. We
And-
want people to feel good. We want everybody to be happy.
And then we going around stressed out, hair falling out,
there you
pimples
go
on our face,
there you go
discoloration.
Come
We
on.
sleeping all the time. It's like,
Come on.
you know
Walking
what?
around with bags under your eyes,
Your
looking
eyes.
like zombies.
Yes.
People wonder why you're being a total winch at work. Like,
yes, exactly.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And and a lot of and what I would tell my sister girls, because they would say I would say it and don't blink or think, but they don't realize I actually did.
Yeah.
I thought about what they said because I stopped and I listened. But what kept me from going any further was how I felt.
Yeah.
And they would
absolutely.
always say, you know what, you always say you don't have the money to do something, but then we look at your bank account and it's fat. That's why my bank account is fat.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, because I don't feel that I need to spend money like that. I'm planning to pay for my daughter's education so that she comes out debt free.
Right.
So that means that, hey, some vacations I can't do.
Right.
Some clothes I can't buy. But, saying no can be hard because then, when you're younger, you do feel like you're missing out. And that's real. That's a real feeling that I don't want to diminish that it's there because I felt it.
Yeah.
But what happens is putting things in perspective. Does it bring you joy to do what you're about to do? Because if it doesn't, why do it?
Come on. And see, I'm sitting here listening to you, and I feel like I am having a conversation with my big sister, which is the title of your book. What made you come up with that title, A Conversation with Your Big Sister?
Well, I came up with that title because it is an actual conversation that I had. And I have 4 sister girls, and I am the oldest. I'm like 10 years older than them.
Okay.
And these conversations, we have had a lot of conversations, and they kept saying, you need to write. You need to write. They kept telling me, my middle sister, which Antoine, you know her, that's Nicole. But she kept saying, you need to write this stuff down because you have so much, you give good advice and it's non-judgmental. So then when I finally said I'm going to do it, the title, it was just real easy because it was inspired by our conversations that we had, before I moved and while I was single and going through as well. So, and I don't want anyone feeling like when they speak to me that I'm being their mama. And I don't want them to feel like I am their life coach, even though they're paying me. I want them to feel like they're speaking to their big sister. And I'm going to tell you, you know what? I'm side-eyeing you and I'm shame-facing you. Right now.
Shame-face, yeah.
Shame-facing you.
Well, give me a shame-face look real quick. Maybe I can use it in the future conference. Okay. Do I got it?
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
That's the really, is this where we going again? Is this what we're doing and this is where we're going?
Yeah.
I'm reading. Y'all are funny. I'm reading the back. I'm reading the back of the book. And it says that this is basically a self-help book for women, and I
Mhm.
totally get that altogether. But and some of the things that I saw and skimming through, I don't think that this is just relatable to women because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, we're all human and we go through so much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because this is the conversation that you have with your sisters, that's
Yeah.
kind of the perspective that you're coming from. But we have
Mhm.
a lot of these same conversations as brothers. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, like, I understand what you're saying from a woman's point of view, but what
Mhm.
would you tell the men that may be going through or having that issue saying no as
No.
well?
That's a good question.
That's a very good question because my brother and my husband said, after reading the book, they're just like, your advice spans across, even though I chose to just deal with women, because to be honest, men are, even though y'all experience some of the same feelings, the way you process is very different than a woman.
Mm,
And you have to respect that. So, as a life coach, I can only coach on the life that I have, which is as a woman. But as a man, because like there are things that I'll say to my husband, and Lord knows that's the most, he is so, he's just very monotone. But what sets me off does not set him off. And I'm like, why are you doing all of what you're doing? And he might say, well, why do you have to organize everything? And that's because I'm coming from my perspective. So the advice when, dealing with a man, the only thing that I can say is go back to being honest with your communication. So that means that if you feel like someone, because like I said, men, it's easier for men to say no, but be honest with it. Don't just do something half-heartedly because you feel like you're obligated to do it. I would say to you as a man, no. You
that was
know,
me in church.
God made you the head, not the tail.
Right.
And because
Come
he
on.
made you the head, you need to stop. And if you have, and I'm going to say it like this in two parts. If you have a relationship with the Lord, you need to stop and ask God for wisdom in dealing with the situation. If you don't have a relationship, okay, then you need to stop, period, and reassess what you are doing. So that man that does have a relationship, when you pray, when you sit silent, when you sit still and you allow something to speak to you, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a scripture, whether it's your wife, if you're married, because sometimes your wife can give you a perspective that takes you beyond where you're supposed to because she's your help, right? She's there with you. If you go down, guess who going with you? She's like, oh no, you rock, I roll, I rock, you roll, right? Okay. She got you, she has you.
Right.
And she's gonna tell you. And I would say if you're married, listen, if God blessed you with a wife, a good wife, listen to what she has to say because she's going to give you wisdom coming from a different place. Now, granted, she might have an attitude because she pissed off that she got to deal with it because she feel like this is an easy thing for you to, figure it out. But when it's all said and done, she has your best interest at heart. So I would say for a man to also stop and be still and and take that time to listen and reassess what it is that they, what is going on and who is speaking to them. Because if your boy is speaking to you and you know good and well he jacked up, his life is hot flaming mess, and he asking you to do something and you gonna go and do it, then you already wrong. And that happens too. So I would say that stop, spend time in your faith and reassess.
There you go.
We can pass the collection plate now. I'll have all of my announcements.
I'll sip on my peach tea to that.
I'll do the same.
Mhm.
So what was the
The
process?
audience don't know we're sipping the same drink, guys. We're both
Yes.
sipping on peach herbal tea.
And that wasn't planned.
It wasn't planned at
It was
all.
not at all.
But that's how you know. That's how you know things are in order. And shout out to our sister Felicia.
Yes.
And she chimed in with this as well. So how long did this process of writing take?
I started in May of 2020 and I finished the final edit March 1st
Okay.
of 2021.
Okay.
So I took my time with it. I think brainstorming the idea was the easiest part. But when I submitted the first draft to my editor, she sent it back saying, it doesn't sound like you. I literally rewrote the book.
Yeah.
She said it didn't, when I read it, I couldn't hear your quirky sayings, how you say things to people. She said she couldn't. When she looked at my videos, it didn't match the book.
Mm.
So what you have now is that revision.
How
Okay.
well does your editor know you?
Believe it or not, that's my bonus daughter.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So she
Yep.
would know.
Does she know?
She
Yeah,
knows.
she would
Yep.
know. Yeah.
She would know.
Yeah.
And she and you're coming and she actually just she likes science fiction, history, educational text. She really isn't a self-help person, but when she read it, she just was like, no, this does not sound like you. And then when I rewrote it and sent it in for the edits, she ended up using some of what I was saying when she went to work, when she had an issue at work. And that let me know that what I was saying resonates and it's real and it's relatable and people can walk away immediately from reading it and utilize what I say.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Now, how did you feel when she told you, it doesn't sound like you? I recommend you do it over. Did you feel personally attacked a little bit, or did you just accept it as constructive criticism and just realize, like, she may have
Right.
some kind of idea what's going on here?
And just to piggyback on that, that's the reason that I asked how well your editor knew.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when she told me, I'm paying her. So I'm paying her to do the job. So
Yeah.
guess what? If you tell me it doesn't sound like me, guess what Allenia is going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure I do it because, I'm investing in me by investing in her, right?
There you go.
And I had to trust. And I have an executive coach that's teaching me how to be a CEO because it's a totally different mindset. And one of the things that she said is you have to be able to hear from the team that you have selected to help you make things happen. And sometimes your idea, even though you have the innovative mind to do things, they have ideas. You selected them for a reason, not a season. So you need to operate and listen to what they're saying. So I'm going to be perfectly honest. I didn't feel any kind of way. I went back and because I thought that I had to make it sound all professionally,
Okay.
And I thought that because I'm reading other people's books and she's like, you are publishing your own book. This should sound like
in your own words.
In my own words. Yep.
Yeah.
And she said, no. She's like, no, just you need to change it. And I did. And so I spent November and December changing it. So that
and when people read your book, they get a sense of who you are. They get the personal touch along with the advice that you're giving in the book. They also feel you because they're reading with how you will, talk to them in a conversation in the living room, sipping over some peach tea,
Right.
So yeah, I could definitely understand why she would tell you that. Yeah. What you say, Antoine?
Y'all gonna make me go get some peach tea tomorrow.
You got to be ready next time.
You got to be ready. You
got the wrong kind of tea.
I didn't say that, but I agree.
Yeah.
Now, let's go to this YouTube channel.
Okay.
Because you have some very interesting topics on here that you talk about. This is everything from packing for a long weekend to hairstyles that made your hair come out. Like, how? Like, how did these topics come about?
Okay, so those first things that you just said, like the travel videos and the hair videos, that was me trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
What should I do? And the early stages of anything, I don't believe, and this is what I encourage my clients when they're working on their businesses, but don't box yourself in because you just don't know what's going to click and go. Now, the I just needed to start taping, right? No excuses, just start. So guess what? We went on vacation and I just started taping. Granted, the editing was horrible. The sound was
I can relate to
terrible.
that.
But I started. I started. And that was the thing. I just needed to start and make things make sense. So if I was going to talk about travel, talk about everything with the travel. If I'm going to talk about hair, do a series with the hair. And everyone always asks me about Lucy Pearl. How do I get her to grow? How are you keeping her so healthy and this and that? So I was like, okay, well, let me try it. And one of those videos has like over like 1,500 views. It's crazy.
It'd
Like,
be the ones you
like,
least suspect would get views to get the most
right.
views, right?
And then
Yeah.
all the hair videos were over like 400, 500, views. But what I noticed, I wasn't getting subscribers from those videos. I was getting views, which is great, but I was trying to build a platform where I had an audience that would buy the book, that would buy my coaching, would be interested in my coaching services. So what I did was, instead of taking it off, I just started weaving in some of the things that I really did want to talk about. And I'm a life coach. I'm naturally a life coach. And then when I found some other aspects of life coaching, which led me to being a holistic life coach, because I wanted to deal with the emotional aspects, the behavioral, the spiritual aspects. I wanted to deal with a whole person's life and not just dealing with this little teeny tiny thing that really isn't going to align them with their joy. To me, it's the whole person. If your mind isn't right, if your thoughts aren't right, you can't feel better. And if you can't feel better, you can't behave better. So how can you accomplish your goal? How can you be happy? How can you have joy and peace and all those things? So to answer your question, you see so many things because one, when someone asks me a question about YouTube, I want to be able to say, you know what? No, I didn't start off like this. I started off like this. And then I found my way and I started being honest with myself. Even though seeing all those views made a sister happy, I'm not gonna lie. But then I realized that the vanity metrics isn't important. If you have 100 true viewers, subscribers, that's your client base. That right there. People are looking for these large numbers and they don't realize you can make millions. I was able to launch my business, pay employees from my little small YouTube channel. And someone else might say it's not small, but someone else that has 1,000 is being monetized, are probably saying, you know what, well, you're not monetized. I'm like, oh, yes, I am, because I have clients.
Come on.
You have to look at it differently. You cannot
Yeah.
approach it as putting yourself in a box. This is a journey that has a whole field. You can go left, you can go right, you can go in the middle, but you have to be open to what comes your way. And I didn't know I was going to have employees so quickly, a team. I have a real team. I'm actually paying. Like, I'm like, what the ham sandwich? I said, you know what, God? Okay, I gave it to you. Let's do this. Where are we going to go with it? And then all of a sudden, other stuff. I went from blogging, because I used to be a blogger. That's what started all this, was my blog. And then I went from that. Now I have a book club podcast. I have where I'm coming on there doing, answering questions. I'm not, writing down a whole bunch of notes. So it's, structured. It's, hey, you asked me the question and I'm coming to you with my knowledge so that you can see what I know and what I can do. And it's just taking off.
And let me tell you, Allenia, I'm sitting here listening to you, and you have definitely made me see things in a whole new light. Because as someone who's a blogger and a podcaster, I am kind of obsessed with numbers.
Mhm.
And it frustrates me when I don't see the numbers I want.
Right.
But I am always appreciative of the faithful folks that follows my blog and my podcast. So I have to just stay mindful of those people as opposed to the people that I have yet to reach.
Right.
And just sitting and thinking like, well, I mean, that time will come. They say great things take patience. And so I'm learning to be patient with that. And so, yeah, definitely.
And one of the things that you said earlier is that you're doing your yoga, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as you said it, and it's just me, this is how I operate, okay?
Mhm.
So when you said it, I was like, why is she not? I don't care if you have one person.
Yeah.
Why aren't you taping that?
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Do you know
I
how
took
many
bits and
people?
pieces. Like I took photos, but
No,
I was super proud of that moment, though.
you need to tape it, girlfriend, because think about it. You have been blessed with an ability to show people how to stretch, how to become one with their body, how to really center their mind, their soul, their spirit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would say to you, right? You need to just start yourself a YouTube channel, and I kid you not, get your name, put your name in there, boom, 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 and start taping yourself. I don't care if it's
I'm gonna
for
do
5
that.
minutes,
I'm
even
gonna
if
do
it's
that.
for 5.
I actually have a YouTube channel, and it has a lot of content. It has some content on there, but none of it is yoga. But I'm gonna definitely consider that. Yeah.
That she's saying this because you have yoga videos like all on Instagram and
I do. I do. Yeah.
That right there, do you know the content, girlfriend, the content you have?
Yeah.
You got content. And that's what I had to learn, is that don't look at those numbers.
Right.
Just honestly don't. Even though it's a struggle. And trust me, there was sometimes I was travailing on my couch. My poor husband didn't know what to do with me. He just like, love, it's gonna be all right. People see you, because some people don't say anything, but they're watching.
Oh yeah, they're watching. They're definitely watching. Yeah.
Yes. And it's all of a sudden they'll say something like, oh yeah, I saw you the other day. And it's just like, well, why didn't you just share it? Why didn't you? And then you know what? I realized that's not my client. So what am I getting upset about? That's not my customer.
Right, right.
I'm concerned about my customer. Am I giving my customer
those people who silently support you? You have those silent supporters that we know nothing about. Yeah.
Yep. And you just have to, how I say, you just have to accept it. But family and friends are not your customers.
Right. It's another lesson learned. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're just not your customers. So don't look at it. And then when even the small collaborations that you do become huge, you know, if you're asked to to come and, hey, I'm having an event, can you come and do? Girl, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
All right. I feel better now. Thank you.
I'm gonna start holding you accountable. You have to start putting some of these yoga videos on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
YouTube.
I'm gonna start checking and making sure that you're doing it. Because like I said, you got a ton of them on Instagram, so I know you're
Yeah.
recording.
Right.
Yeah. And I had initially started on YouTube and moved my yoga videos to Instagram because I felt like I was getting more views there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I became lazy with my YouTube, but I'll get back into it.
Yeah, and
I
You can do
feel
both.
like a
You
whole
can
new
actually do
person
both.
now. I feel motivated now since I've had this
Good.
chat with Allenia. She's so motivational.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, I have to. I found myself at times being sometimes discouraged with numbers as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
When it comes to the amount of people that watch this show, because I've had some amazing guests on the show since we started back in December, and sometimes I'll go back and I'll look at we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook on two
Right.
different Facebook, my personal page and the Access Granted page, and when I go back and I look at some of the numbers, I'll be like, damn, that's all you, like, really, this is all? And
Mhm.
I came to a conclusion probably back in like February or March that I was like, I don't do this for the numbers anymore. Like, I do this because this is what I enjoy doing. Like,
Right.
I really, I'll go back and I'll look at, we're live on it.
Right.
Some feedback. And to be able to like, yeah, I know. And to be able to like now, like just literally just come down in my basement and turn on the laptops and the iPad and just sit up here and talk to people and,
Yes.
and introduce people to a lot of people.
Yes.
Like this is fulfilling for me. Like if the monetary part of it comes, and then there are some possibilities.
Mhm.
Things that I've worked on as far as like Roku and smart TV and some other stuff, but I'm not stressing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because this isn't stressing me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like literally, when I was on radio, I had to go to the station every day,
Right.
or be at the station for my show and worrying about the guests coming, where they're coming from. Oh Lord, it's snowing today. Do we need to cancel the show?
Right. Mhm.
All of that stuff is just like you remember at the beginning when I said the wedding is over, and I just feel like this is the way that I feel like now, just doing this. It's just like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And more so now because I'm able to connect with people like Allenia, I believe you're in Hagerstown or
Yes.
somewhere far away, and just able to connect with people all over the world, literally,
Right.
if I wanted to. And definitely have connected with people all over the country, and just be able to do this. Like, I'm not gonna say that I'm satisfied with this, but if this is all that this turns out to be, then I'm cool with it because it's costing me like $12 a month.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
know what I mean? It's costing me like $12 a month.
That's
That's
it.
one trip to Burger King. I went to Burger King $13. I was
Right.
like, "Are serious?"
Right.
And
Right.
you're not even thinking about the numbers when you're just loving what you're doing.
The joy in what you're doing. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So this is what I want to do. I've been skimming through your videos, and I wanted to try to play one, but I wanted to be something that's short because you do have some long ones on here.
Yeah, I got a lot of long ones.
So I want
That's
to
because
play
you be
it,
having a lot to say.
I do.
You know?
I
Yes.
do.
but look, I want to the shortest one that I've come. Well, no, there's been some shorter ones, but I've come across one called "The Shenanigans of a Life Coach." Okay, that's
You about
it.
to
That's
fall
all I
out
need.
with that one. What's
That's
that
all
one
I
about?
needed to see was that reaction. That's all I need to see. So can we get into this?
Yes. Yes.
Then afterwards you can talk about because that reaction right there was like
Right. Right.
let me pull this up. Make sure that the audio is on. Let's see what this is about.
Happy Saturday, ladies. I am Allenia of AlleniaRenee.com. And I do a little segment on Instagram called The Shenanigans of a of this life coach. And on there, I normally give a little story and then I give an FYI. And the FYI is not for your information, but for your inspiration. But today I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead, speak it so that I can enjoy my day and I don't have to worry about trying to take a picture, right? So today I just wanted to talk to you. It is Saturday and it I want to encourage you to find time for yourself. Reach out to one of your besties or your sister girls, have a good laugh, pull from their positive energy. And I say that because on yesterday, I had the opportunity to speak to one of my five sister girls that I have, and I call her middle sister. Well, I give them each a name: middle sister, little sister, baby sister, and bonus sister. And what has happened? Well, just to let you know, I'm the oldest sister. But what happened was she gave me a call, and I was able to pull from her energy. Like, she is the one that's all things health and fitness. She's all about journaling and having, time to meditate and pray and to really make sure that your mind, body, and your soul is aligned. She's all about that. She's very creative. So I was able to pull from her, and I didn't realize that I needed that. And there are times during the week that people pull so much from us that we don't have the opportunity to fill our cup back up. So utilize Saturdays to do that, even if it's for 15 minutes, just reaching out to someone that can help fill your cup again. I know on Sundays, you know what? That's our time with Jesus because that's my time with Jesus, right? Whatever you do. So that's your worship time. So start preparing yourself for that time, with the Lord. Why not? Start getting your cup filled by reaching out and pulling from the energy of those that really care and love you. Even as a life coach, I know that I give and I give and I give. And and there's so much you can get from each person. So, whatever it is that you need, you call them up, and trust me, after that 5 to 15 minutes, you feel really, 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 really good. So that is the inspiration I wanted to give you. Use your Saturdays to find time for yourself. 15 minutes at the minimum, and then whatever else you can get during the day. All right. Ladies, enjoy your day. And this is the shenanigans of this life coach. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
And that's so true.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as I keep looking through your page, I got like 20 other videos that I want to play, but we unfortunately don't have enough time to play this final length check. I'm assuming that's the hair.
Yes.
And you're using the aloe. That's the one that has like 1,500. And I'm
Yes.
just, wow, awesome.
It was
Wow.
insane. It was insane when I used it. But the shenanigans of this life coach is actually what I do on Instagram. That is my page. So basically, what I wanted to do was show people that a life coach is human. We have funny things that happen to us. We have good days, and sometimes we have those challenging days, and let people see the lesson. Because if I'm teaching people to take a lesson from what happens to them, I need to do the same. And that's why I came up with the FYIs, because I'll start off my little caption. You always know it's a shenanigans. And then I go into, hey, this is what happened, and then I'll say, this is what I got from it. And I may be honest and say, you know what, I'm still dealing with this one. But I just want people to see, especially women, to see that I am real and I'm true, and I'm living what it is that I am also teaching them to do, that I'm doing the same thing, and that I'm learning as I go as well. It's just that, I have some wisdom in areas that can help them.
Yeah, they say the
So
best teachers in life are still students in life as well. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's where that came from. And actually, my daughter Selena was the one who said that I needed to rename my page to the shenanigans of this life coach. And I did it. And it just, I think I did it, and I ended up getting like 200 people. Like it just came.
And I like how you put FYI for your inspiration as opposed to for your information. I like inspiration a lot better. Yeah.
I might steal that one. I might have to steal it.
You can. I didn't trademark it.
Yeah, put it on a t-shirt.
Right.
I wouldn't. I mean, we could put it on a t-shirt, but I would make sure that she got at least like 70% of it. That would definitely be a steal. Hey, Lakeisha, shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in. So how about, and these videos are like are these weekly?
Yes. So all of my videos are weekly. The shenanigans of a life coach, that usually just comes if I'm unable to post a picture and do what I need to do, because I need to get my life right over on Instagram and do some reels, y'all. My team got me I gotta start pointing. Okay. I gotta start pointing. So, um, but everything else comes every week. So, my segment with, people asking, sending in their questions, and I get online and I answer them. That's every week.
Okay.
I did it right before we went live.
Okay.
Yep.
I ain't mad at you, sis. I'm not mad at you at all. Because I see the work that's being put in, and I see the the rewards that you're reaping from that work, and that's absolutely awesome. Now I did want to ask you this, because also in reading the back of the book, the one thing that I noticed, it says the first series.
Yes.
So is there a second one on the way?
Yes, there is going to be a second one that's coming. So it will be definitely another conversation. We just haven't narrowed down which conversation is going to come first. So it really is 3 conversations, 3 major conversations. So it was this conversation saying no. There is 2 other conversations that I also, want to dive into, because dating is a beast. And
tell me about it.
Dating is a beast. Dating is a beast. So I'm working, with, which book should come, but the actual thing that is actually coming next is my journals. So I am actually putting out a self-reflection journal that will be coming out, and also a blank journal as well. And they have adult coloring sheets in there, because I'm finding that a lot of my clients use that has worked so well for them to kind of decompress.
Coloring, like literally coloring?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Adult coloring sheets. And a lot of people think it's crazy, but it helps college students so when they're stressed out about exams and things like that, just doing a coloring sheet helps to reduce their stress levels.
My next door neighbor is I believe she's a special ed teacher, and she does bubbles. Like you'll literally see her sitting on her porch with just bubbles, and she says that it's so calming and so relaxing for her.
Yep.
And I used to look at her and be like, "Oh, you're
crazy."
Bubbles, but I understand. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody has that something that they need to have to be able to just help them decompress.
Right.
And there's bubbles. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at her. Yeah. Yeah. And coloring is something that I probably would do, honestly.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? A lot of men have said that. A lot of men have, because you don't have to blink. You just, you pick a color if that's the color you want. If you want to make the whole thing the same color, that's what you do.
There you go.
And I probably would some days, like
get your 4-year-old on, right?
Staying in the line.
Make sure you stay alive. Yeah, stay in the line.
Staying in the line. Just that
increases your focus.
Yes.
Yes. because I'm, we're at a situation at work now where we're at a crossroads, and me being an IT person, I'm kind of in the middle of a lot of stuff. And
Mm.
today is one of those days that I could have taken a paper and just with a red crayon, just
Through it
literally
all.
red magic
Yeah.
marker, just literally went
Mhm.
entirely over it because
Yeah.
stuff just gets a little bit crazy at times. But again, we all have our ways that we can decompress. I'm
Mhm.
really trying to get into this yoga, Lakia. I really am. I'm going to
And
use
it's
you.
not hard at all. I mean, you can just literally lay in bed watching
Oh,
TV and do it,
oh, no.
So there's no excuse. I'm taking no more excuses from any of y'all. No more.
I'm,
Okay. From this
I'm
point
going
on.
to get, I'm going to get me a mat.
Okay.
I'm really going to.
Yeah, and I want to see it too. Because when I see it, I know you're serious about it.
Right.
I'll definitely let you know, but I'm definitely going to get me a mat. And I'm going to
Yes.
start with the very basics. I'm going to buy me a bottle of Aleve. And I'm going to basic.
He already anticipates.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think you need that, but okay. I mean, hey, if it makes
Just
you
in
feel
case.
better.
Just in case. It's good to have the bottle just in case. So,
Speaking of work, though, Alenia, I have a
Mhm.
question.
Sure.
How can you create a positive work-life balance? Because I know you're familiar with how, and I need
Mhm.
to learn a little bit more on how I can do that. Because I work a lot, and
Yeah.
I crave balance, but it's so hard. I'm a single mom raising two teenagers.
Mhm.
Um, I have a 9 to 5,
Yeah.
and outside of my 9 to 5, I do a podcast, I blog, and
Mhm.
I do other things, and I do yoga, and it's just a lot on my plate, I feel.
Right.
So how can I create balance where I can just be able to enjoy the things outside of my 9 to 5? Because sometimes I can't do it all, you
Right.
know.
And
And
I
in the
think
end, I'll be feeling guilty about it too when I can't,
right.
you know.
Right.
So
But I think you kind of stated what your answer is. And think about it. One of the
because you
things
have
you
those other things outside of your 9 to 5. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you're saying how can I find joy in all those things that and
yeah.
you
Because it
emphasize
gets to a
all
point where
those
I feel like
things.
I have to force myself to do a task, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not enjoyable at that moment because I'm tired, you know what
Right.
I mean?
Hmm.
So,
So
yeah.
I would suggest that you do a couple things. Number one, realize there is never balance. A lot of people
Okay.
think that you can it's impossible.
Yeah.
Something's going to sway. It's called what? Ebb and flow, right? Ebb and flow.
Yeah.
So so if people get that out of their head, okay, there's no balance.
That's
So
a
why don't you look at what brings you joy? Make a list of everything that you do outside of work. Okay, so work is handling the bills and da 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 da, right? Your needs.
Yeah.
So list everything that you do outside of work. What gives you joy?
mm,
And if there's something that you go, cross it out. The reason why I say that, it doesn't mean that you can't come back to it. It just means that it needs to be taken off your plate for the moment.
Okay. And, and,
And
and and be okay with that,
and
right?
be okay with that. That's telling yourself no. That's that slow
No.
no. It's the slow no. It
Yeah,
really is.
absolutely.
So you're
Absolutely.
gonna go through this list that you're going to make, and you're going to say, does it bring me joy? If you
Okay.
have any hesitation, that hesitation is that observation. Cross it off. Crossing it off doesn't mean that it goes away forever. It just means that right
It's not my
now
priority.
it's not a priority.
Yeah.
And I just think you just need to realign yourself with your joy. That
Okay.
and that's what you need to do. The stuff that's needed and required, you got that. You know that. But all these other things, because your
Mm-hmm.
voice went up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it lets you know that, you know what, there's something in your list that you can go ahead and put to the side for a while, right? And just focus on those things that give you joy. And guess what's going to happen? All of a sudden, things are going to start opening up. And you never know those things that bring you joy. may take you away from your 9 to 5 because it's bringing you income.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of day planners?
Day planners, I am a I do block planning. Like I am
Okay.
like I'm a block planner. So if you need a day planner, you use it. I use it all the time.
Okay.
I'm a block planner guru here. Like
Okay.
I'm looking at it. I got fixing my husband's lunch, doing
Uh-huh.
laundry on my block planner.
Uh-huh.
So I keep
Uh-huh.
it real with people. I'm like, no, I use a block planner.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
stick, and I always honor my time. That means that if I only give an hour to it, when
You're
that
gonna stick
hour
to
is
that
over with,
hour.
I
Okay.
stop. Because
Okay.
if you don't honor your own time, how do you believe that the energy is going to go out that people are going to honor your time?
I get it.
So
I get it.
you have to. It starts with you. So
Starts with me.
I think that day planner will help you honor your time,
Okay.
keep you focused, and allow you to see what you're doing and don't overlap. And because overlap can bring you stress.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it can allow you to say no and be able, and you know why you're saying no because it's an overlap.
Right.
That'll
Okay.
give you joy.
There you go. All right. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give me a planner tomorrow.
There you go.
I'm gonna need y'all to make sure y'all connect on social media too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I need to start doing yoga. I do
There you
exercise,
go.
but
Okay.
I do want to start doing some things when it comes to yoga. Hence, I was being selfish when I said put it on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's quite all right. And I do actually plan to schedule another yoga event. I have to like check my calendar to see when I
There
can
you
squeeze
go.
that in.
Look at
You
it.
know?
See how you did that? And it felt
But
good. And you said it
that's
with
a
a
plan.
smile.
Yeah,
Yep. You said
that's
it
a
with a
plan.
smile.
I'm looking towards maybe the end of August.
Okay.
So look out for it, y'all.
Okay.
Just
Look at that, y'all. Yay.
make sure there's some water in the location. Just make sure.
So I mean, I could do Canton again. That's no problem.
Can't know that other spot that you be going to.
Centennial.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
that's in
out. That's
Columbia.
out Route 40. It's beautiful out there as well.
Yeah.
It's beautiful out there.
Can't,
But yeah, I mean, whichever.
I love Canton because it's close. I live
Yeah.
10 minutes from Canton.
And you know what? I don't know. It's crazy because Centennial will be on my side of town, but I feel like I could reach Canton quicker than I would Centennial because it's like far up.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Like all the way up Route 40. Like all the way up. At least 40 minutes away.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I mean, I could take 83 going to Canton. It's going to take me like 20, 25 minutes.
If it's 40 minutes from you and you already on that side of town, it's too far from you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's worth the drive though if you really want to walk around that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, it's so worth it. And it's a good spot, you know, to bring your family, have a nice picnic. It's beautiful out there.
I'm gonna make it out there. I've learned for some reason, like when I feel like I'm stressing, when I feel like I'm on overload, I just need to be around water. And Canton is the closest.
That's what water do for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know how
like I said earlier. Did I say that earlier? I said being near water reminds you how to live life.
Yeah.
Flowing beautifully and easily, you know?
And I can either sit or I can take that walk around where the boats are and come around out the other side. And by the time I leave there, I'm good. So yeah. I can definitely relate to that. So how can people get the book?
All right. So you can get the book. You can go to Instagram and you can reach me at Allenia_Renee. And there is a link to get the book there. You can go to AlleniaRenee.com. You can also hit up my my other book account, which is at bit.ly and /3CS 6Y72 to also get the book. You can also link up with me on my Facebook page, Allenia Renee, as well to get the book.
And look, when she send y'all the book, y'all get all of this. Y'all get all of this.
Yep, you get all the goods.
All of this social media stuff. This is a dope bookmark that has all of her social media.
Thank you. You know, Tony Y did
Good
my
marketing.
cover.
Shout out to
Yes.
that's my
Tony
guy.
Y did my book cover, and he did my bookmark and my banner.
I have a
Yeah.
I have a Ravens / Lakers logo that Tony did for me that I'm going to have up on my wall, and that's going to be my background once I get it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
shout out to Tony.
I may need to look up Tony to do my banner. I need a banner behind me.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he took all my thousands. I mean, I sent so many emails because I was just like, I wanted it to look a certain way. And then when he said, I got another idea, this was the idea he had. And he got the gray hair, he got the smile, the glasses. He got me.
You know what I love about Tony, because Tony probably looked at all of those emails and it was probably driving him crazy, but you would have never known it because he just had that mild-mannered spirit. He's just always, that's what I love. I'm practically neighbors with him. He lives like 5 minutes. They live like 5 minutes from me.
5 minutes away. Yeah, him and Rhonda, I'm telling you, I just kept thanking him. I mean, he did my first logo for my blog. And when I was doing the book, it was no doubt I was going to go back to him. Like, I just knew it. And I am big on using the talent that's around me and not outsourcing to people that I don't know.
Right.
And if you know someone does good work, you pay them their price. No discounts. And I said, no discounts. I'm paying your price.
I hear that, black people? Stop wanting
discounts.
Y'all coming to black business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it be your friends and your family members.
And your family. and what did I say earlier? Friends and family are not your customers because they're the ones that want discounts.
It's like, I'll support black business, but can I get 25% off? Come on.
Right. You too expensive. Too expensive? Do you know how long it took me to do what I had to do? You know,
and they won't have a problem paying more for their white counterparts. Come on.
Yeah. So no, I was serious, and that even goes as far as when I did my wedding, and my sister girl owns a business and she did the decorations. No discounts. This is your business. I don't want somebody asking me for discounts, because I tell you right now, when you come for Allenia services, you get the package. If you can afford me, you can afford me. If you can't, you know what? Hey, you look at me on YouTube.
Let me see how much money I got. I really enjoy sitting here and just.
This is a pleasant conversation. I won't even say interview. It's always a conversation. We get on access granted.
Yeah, you know I don't use that I word.
Yeah.
I don't interview people. I talk to people, and whatever we get out of it, we get out of it. Let everybody know how they can follow you, sis.
Sure. You can follow me on Instagram at Allenia_Renee. Facebook, you can also follow me at Allenia Renee. You can follow me on YouTube at Allenia Renee. You can also, if you want, as a female, if you want to join the private Facebook group, that's where we have the book club podcast. You can go to the Joy Nook Club to become part of that private group. And then starting in September 1, What Women Are Thinking on Facebook and YouTube will open up. And that's going to be some shows and lots of different things. So September 1st, watch out. First pilot comes out.
Awesome.
I'm proud of you. And it's funny because you know how you can be around a person for so long and never know what the heck they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I never had any idea that you were like life coaching and writing books and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this has been great. I really appreciate you taking the time again. Shout out to my sister, Felicia.
Yes.
Sister Felicia.
Yes.
much for just reaching out and putting this together to have you on. She was very thorough. So whatever work she's doing for you, you make sure you pay her double.
She's doing a phenomenal job. She's getting me booked and blessed, y'all. Booked
That's
and
what's up.
blessed.
And I'm just gonna put it out there, like Lakia has a podcast called Holistically Being, which is I think is an absolutely dope podcast. So maybe you guys can, get
Link
together
up.
and
There you go. I was just sitting here thinking that too. Like I gotta find her on social media because she has to be a future guest of mine. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. This theme, my podcast relaunches this Sunday, and
Okay.
it's the 5th season. And the theme of this season is all about healing.
Oh.
Healing from trauma, healing from heartbreak, healing from self-doubt, self-limitations, all of that. So yes, it's going to be a great season. Yeah.
Oh, it sounds good. Look.
Yeah.
Yes, we definitely have to stay
Yeah.
in touch. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send you a request when this is over.
Okay, absolutely.
Yep.
And I'm proud of you, Lakia, for bringing it back. I stayed on you when I dropped the T-shirt on you that day. When I bought you the T-shirt, I was like, well, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because it's so needed. And the thing that I love about what you're doing is you're going to be helping other people, but you're also going to be helping yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like I feel like it's important for me to incorporate shows that not only reflect what's going on with your body physically, but mentally, emotionally as well. Because a lot of us need that support. We need that what do you call it? The resources.
Yeah.
And understand how necessary it is to care more about your mental health, to care more about your healing. So making yourself a priority I feel like it's mandatory if you want to be able to navigate life with peace. So yeah, a lot more of my shows will be dedicated to that.
I want to thank you personally because you're one of the people that encouraged me to seek therapy, and I will probably be starting my first session. I finally found someone that I think I'm good with.
Good.
Okay.
I'll probably be starting my first session next week, and I'll definitely reach out to you. And
That's awesome.
Like
and I gotta brag a little bit. My sessions went from once a week to every 2 weeks now, so that means I'm growing. I'm experiencing growth, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, my therapist is like, girl, I don't need to see you, but every 2 weeks now. Well, it'll be once a month. So yeah, therapy is definitely for anybody. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing you need to hide from, or it's something that everybody could benefit from. And I'm proud of you, Antoine. You took the time to find a therapist. Yeah.
I told you I was working on it.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
People hear that word and they think that I don't want to do therapy because I'm crazy. I'm looking at it more as preventive maintenance to keep you from going crazy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And just to have that that person that won't judge because they don't know you. You know what I mean? That person that just and even Felicia, she's saying right here that she really enjoys doing therapy. So I'm glad, that I found someone that I think I'm comfortable with. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And man, that paperwork that you got to fill out at the beginning, though, sheesh.
No joke.
It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. But again, Sister Allenia, thank you so much.
Thank you, y'all.
It was a pleasure.
It was mine too.
Absolutely.
Oh, it was an honor.
I want to thank everybody that tuned in with us. We had people on both Facebook and YouTube, so thank you guys. And we're right back here tomorrow. We are right back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. For all of you old school hip hop fans, my man Special Ed will be in the building.
Nice.
I'm your idol, the highest title, numero uno. My man will be in the building, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm a big fan of Special Ed. And you know, as I always say, I have some other things that I'm working on, and I'll keep everybody informed. But just make sure that you follow us at Access Granted AG on Instagram, and follow our YouTube channel, Access Granted the Pod Stream, as well as our Facebook page, Access Granted the Pod Stream. And just Lakia, give your information as well, real quick.
Yeah, you can follow Holistically Being. There is a Facebook and an Instagram for it. You can check out the blog itself, holisticallybeing.com, where you can also find my past podcast episodes. You can also follow me on Instagram, my personal page, Lakia McDaniel, as well as Facebook. And I am also on Twitter. I don't tweet much, but you can find me there, Lakia Nicole. And I've been doing a lot of TikToking. I've been doing that. So find me on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, I am Kia Manifest with an S. So yeah, that's about it.
Make sure y'all follow her. She got Holistically Being pillows. I haven't stepped up to that point yet.
I do. Look, let me show you.
Pillow. Yeah, show the
Let
pillow.
me
Show the
see.
pillow. I haven't got me a pillow yet. Check this out. She got, look at that.
Oh, nice.
I love it. Yes. I think it's a little off center, but I mean, it still works. No one's going to really notice it but me. But yeah, that's my logo. That's my logo.
She's been doing her show for a while now. She was actually a part of the Power 4.4 radio station family when I was there. And
yeah, that's where I started. Yep.
That's where she started. And I'm just glad to see
being at the station actually gave me the motivation to start my podcast.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I'm glad to see that you continue, because I told you it was dope.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me 5 years ago to do this, but now I can't shut up. I wouldn't not do this. You know, I love doing what I do, and I plan to continue doing this for as long as I can. You know,
even when the numbers aren't what you think they should
even
be.
when the numbers aren't where I want them to be. Yes.
We're going to come here and do this because it's what we love.
Yeah.
Allenia, can you take us out with like a great thought, a great motivational thought?
A great motivational thought. Well, I'll read something from the book real quick.
What page we going to?
This is going to be real quick. And let's go to page. We're going to go to page 40.
Oh, hold up. I was about to say you didn't sign the book, but I see your signature now.
Yes,
okay.
I did. Okay. But I'm going to take us out with this. You know, I'll start from 39 and just go to that one statement that I want to say. I have now validated you by letting you know that saying no is hard for many women. So you know that we all have been there before at one point in our lives. We do it consistently to survive emotionally and circumstantially in this lifetime, whether consciously or unconsciously. But now we need to build and take on strategies that will provide us with the attitude of taking back what we keep giving away. Yup. Take it back, girl. Take back your happiness. This strategy that I want to spend some time with you to explain is called the slow no. Girl, I hope you don't think you say no in slow motion. See, I have been where you are right now. That's why you were reading this book. And this is why I decided to write this book. You keep getting stuck in the emotional and circumstantial obligation of others, even when you know you need to stop. I'm just going to encourage everyone, don't get caught up in someone else's stuff. That's their stuff. You have your own stuff. That's all I want. I'm going to drop the mic. Boom.
That was amazing. Yeah. So we can definitely get stuck in someone's, what do you say? Say that again. We get stuck in someone's emotional
and circumstantial stuff.
Come on now. We don't need to do that no more.
We don't need to do it anymore. And it's so easy to do. So let's stop
It
making
is.
it easy. Let's stop making it easy. We're worth
Yeah.
the work. We
Yeah.
are worth the work, whether you're a man or a woman.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
That's the best way we can close this out.
Yes.
I got so many places I could go with that right now, but we just
Yes.
going to end the show. Sis, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for
Thank you.
taking time out of what I know is a very busy schedule for you to just come on and share. Again, join us again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We will have special ed in the building. I believe my sister Dewana, aka Foxy's baby, will be back with me tomorrow as Nina, continues to be busy. But we just appreciate everyone that tuned in with us tonight. And
Yeah.
we just gonna stop it right there, man. Because like I said, I got so many places I could go with that, and Lakia, I know you do as well. But we appreciate everybody that tuned in, man. And this will be available on our YouTube channel, Access Granted AG. No, that's Access Granted the pod stream. I'm sorry. Immediately after, and then Allenia, I will also send you the podcast links that this will be available on.
Okay,
In case you want to
perfect.
share for people to check it out. So, Lakia, thank you so much for
Thank you.
stepping in at the very
No
last
problem.
and being here with me. I really appreciate every time that you're available to step in with me. I told you that you're going to be my co-host one of these days. We're going to work on that and see how that until that time, man. Thanks everybody. We will see you guys tomorrow. This is Mr. Antoine and Lakia, along with my sister Allenia Renee. This is Access Granted. We out of here. We love you guys. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.